The best thing about the second season of Absentia is that it takes everything that we learned and discovered about our characters the first season, and then it ups the ante exponentially in the second season. So I think that the audiences are going to be surprised by how much action we have in the second season. I think they're going to be excited by the fact that every single character has a really, really interesting and complicated arc. And I think they're going to be, shocked by some of the revelations that they experience alongside Emily as well. Woof. Crazy. It's crazy. Because she can't come back and be completely normal after what she learned at the end of season 1. So we see the reverberating effects of that. She tries to make things normal. She has an apartment, but it's very much in a very sort of odd and rough around the edges, punk rocky Emily way. There's also this thing for Emily where she is trying to see if she can have a relationship with her son, if he's safe around her. And I think that that's going to be a part of the drive for her this season as well. She needs to make sure that there is a future there, because that is so much a focal point for her as a character. So we've already started dialoguing about what a potential season 3 would look like. There's a group of writers who are put together right now, and they're figuring things out. Would I like there to be one? Yeah, I think that the season, I've seen all 10 episodes. I think that season 3 makes sense. It's funny, I think that people sometimes fixate on the fact that she was an FBI agent, but after seeing season 1, they all realize, oh, yeah, not really, So ultimately, she was in law enforcement. However, that's a very, very back in the deep sort of background of this character, and that's not really a focus point for this story. We're ultimately telling a psychological thriller, not a procedural. So we are entering into a character who's been very damaged, who has a very mysterious past. We're entering into that person's mind. And not only is she a mystery sometimes to us as an audience, she's a mystery to herself. And that's a very different story to tell. Maybe, I don't know, I think that what helped was just having so many hours on set. What helped was just learning stamina when you're absolutely exhausted. What helped was learning camera technique and how to help portray scenes with that in mind. So the most beneficial sort of thing that I brought in was just those years of experience, because ultimately that was like having university for me as a filmmaker, less as like a character connection or less as sort of a continuous sort of trajectory for any characters. It was more about being a good filmmaker and storyteller. I think so. I did have a double. She was a really lovely woman. Her name is Raina, and she worked with me for all of the stunt rehearsals. However, I think in season 2, most everything that you see actually is footage that I got to do. And I love it. I truly love doing my own stunts. So a lot of our actors actually this season have stunts, and we spent a significant amount of time rehearsing the choreography for it, or just prepping for any of those sort of more stunty events on screen. And we had a great group of stunt people coordinating this season. They also do a lot of the Game of Thrones series, and it was a really wonderful kind of add to our team this season. In the case of Castle, I am, first of all, proud of the work that I did. I worked very, very hard to help tell that story. And I worked with our show's creator, who is Andrew Marlowe, in a really loving way, So if audiences are still responding to it and loving that story, and if it holds a special place in their hearts, first of all, it's my job to be a protector of that. And it's an honor to know that people responded to that character and to all of those characters in that world in that way. So I think that's an amazing thing. I think it's a privilege, you know.